Central Florida's local news doesn't stop after 6 p.m.
And neither does constantly tracking and updating your forecast.
On WFTV Tonight, we get you ready now with the information you'll need tomorrow.
WFTV Tonight at 10 on TV 27.
Central Florida's chief meteorologist, Tom Terry.
People have really trusted me for nearly 3 decades, and that's something I take personally.
Tracking storms for 28 years.
It's my job to keep you safe.
Only on Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
On WFTV Tonight, relief in Ocoee. Police say they've located a missing 90-year-old woman who wandered away from her assisted living community. We'll have the very latest details on how the search that lasted for hours ended with a joyous reunion. The Osceola County Sheriff says his agency will take the lead role for enforcing the latest immigration legislation. We'll get reaction from a town hall meeting where some people fear the impact could ripple far beyond law enforcement. And an online fundraising effort for the Pulse Memorial raised only $180 in 15 months.
Just gotta laugh and keep from crying.
The staggering number that taxpayers may be forced to pay to complete the project.
This is WFTV Tonight.
We have breaking news from Ocoee tonight where police announced they have found a missing 90-year-old woman who wandered off from her assisted living facility. Good evening. I'm Martha Sigalski. The scene resembled more of a celebration tonight when Ocoee officers made that discovery around 7 o'clock. Shirley Anderson disappeared from the Inspired Assisted Living Facility early this morning. This is located on Tommen Boulevard near the Florida Turnpike. Crews searched for hours today. They even used boats on the nearby retention ponds. Then finally, officers found her after this long search. She wasn't very far from home.
We have great news this evening. We can say that she has been found and that she is safe. It's almost directly across the street from the facility. It appears that she may have fallen into an embankment where it was not visible to oncoming traffic.
She fell in a grassy area. The police department says Shirley was taken to the hospital to be checked out just as a precaution, but she's said to be in good condition tonight. Well, a town hall in Osceola County focused on the role law enforcement will play to enforce new immigration legislation. The meeting happened tonight at Gateway High School in Kissimmee, and reporter Daryl Matthews was there. Daryl, people had a lot of questions.
Yeah, Martha, they really did. And the sheriff says when it comes to the department and this immigration, its main focus is on criminals and those who pose a public threat off the street. However, those residents who were inside that meeting says this new law adds concerns about trust and potentially over-policing. Now, as you can just hear her frustration, people are wanting another meeting to get more details about these new immigration laws here in Osceola County. The sheriff says right now the Florida Highway Patrol is conducting its training on these new laws. And again, he says their main focus is on criminals and getting them off the street. And he also says that they usually work in large organizations like massage parlors that in their case had prostitution rings, as well as drug trafficking networking. For now, we are live in Osceola. Daryl Matthews, WFTV Tonight.
And this Indian River County man just became the first person arrested under Florida's new immigration law. Felipe Hernandez Chavarrin is facing deportation again. He was arrested on a charge of trespassing on Tuesday by FWC. He's facing a charge of illegal reentry of an unauthorized alien. The Brevard County Sheriff's Office determined that he entered illegally from Mexico. He had previously been deported in 2019. Local law enforcement agencies are joining the effort to crack down on illegal immigration across Central Florida. It's called Operation Shield. Channel 9's Sam Martello explains how it will work. Sheriff Wayne Ivey says he will also assign resources through the Stone Garden Initiative. That's a program to stop illegal immigration on highways and other local roadways. Well, it's already been a busy day on the Central Florida coast as spring breakers are hitting the sand. Today was senior skip day for many local schools. In New Smyrna Beach, there was a larger police presence to deal with any possible trouble. A special event zone is in place right now. That means harsh penalties for anyone who misbehaves. There are doubled the fines for traffic infractions. Officers also have the authority to impound vehicles for up to 72 hours. So far, no word of any serious trouble. Spring break officially begins tomorrow. Beach safety is gearing up for a busy spring break season while still looking to put more people in lifeguard towers. You can see the crowd earlier today from Drone 9. Channel 9's Demi Johnson reports officials are scrambling to hire enough staff. There is a recruit class tryout this Saturday at the Port Orange YMCA from 8 to 11 a.m. The main requirement is a 500-meter swim in under 10 minutes. Well, some local churches say their services are the target of coordinated disruptions coming up, why church leaders are afraid the verbal attacks could get more violent. Another roadblock for the Pulse Memorial, how the city plans to move forward despite being short millions of dollars to complete the project. Tom?
Well, roughly 4 hours from now, about 2:30 in the morning, we're going to start a total lunar eclipse. I'll show you how long you'll be able to see this blood moon, a worm moon it's officially called, and when severe weather moves toward the state of Florida.
Sky Witness 9 on Channel 9 Eyewitness News, bringing you closer to the scene during live breaking news. Sponsored by attorney Dan Newland.
Her whole house is destroyed. She's hysterical.
When seconds count.
Lake Mary, Sanford, Midway, now is the time to act and take precaution.
Depend on Severe Weather Center 9 for early warning.
This is your 5-minute warning to get to the place that you need to be that's the safest in your home.
To stay safe.
We better get in the closet, which we did.
And prepared.
And I called my wife and said, listen, let's go out there in this table, go out there in this table.
Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
It was very quick, just a matter of seconds, I guess.
Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer says fundraising for the Pulse Memorial is challenging. That's why the mayor sent a memo to Orange County leaders this week asking for $5 million. Channel 9's Ashlyn Webb reports the online fundraising effort raised only $180 in 15 months. Friends and family will remember and mourn the death of a woman from Brevard County. 72-year-old Jessie Kirk was reported missing last week, and later her body was found near the Haulover Canal. 2 local groups organized a candlelight vigil for tomorrow night. It will happen at Sandpoint Park at 7 o'clock. David Barber is locked up in jail right now, facing charges including first-degree premeditated murder. Well, churches around Orange County are on edge because church leaders say a growing group of protesters is interrupting their services. Channel 9's Nick Pampantonis reports there appears to be a pattern. Pastors told us the men wore clothing from a conservative church based in Sanford that preaches salvation and spreading their traditional values. We reached out to that church's leadership and they declined to comment. NASA and SpaceX will now try again tomorrow to send the Crew 10 team to the International Space Station. The Falcon 9 rocket was grounded last night because of a ground systems hydraulic issue. 2 NASA astronauts, a Japanese astronaut and a cosmonaut, are back in quarantine. The eventual arrival of Crew 10 will mean the departure of Crew 9, including Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams. They launched to the space station last June on the Boeing Starliner. It was supposed to be a quick mission, but it turned into this. Starliner returned without them because of safety concerns. The countdown clock is running now on the next launch attempt for tomorrow night at 7:03 p.m. If it happens, of course, you can watch it live over on Channel 9. And hopefully it's a go. So
yeah, the weather, I think, looks good.
Sonny and Butch can come home.
Yeah, I'm sure they're ready to go.
They are ready to come home.
As soon as that thing goes off, they're going to be like, oh, goodness, it's on its way.
Finally.
Well, we're 4 hours roughly now from our next lunar eclipse.
Can't wait for this.
Yeah, you don't have to have any special goggles or anything for this. Just step outside and see it. The sun, or the moon rather, will go through its eclipse phase, and beginning a little bit after 1 o'clock in the morning. You won't really see much with that until we get to around 2:30 in the morning, maxing out around 3 a.m. and continuing till around 3:30. And the moon's going to turn this color red, the same color red that we have at sunrise and sunset. When the sun is low on the horizon, it passes through a lot of the Earth's atmosphere, which scatters the red light coming from the sun of the spectrum. So we see red more. And that atmosphere, that color, is now will be shown onto the moon. So we're actually seeing the Earth's sunrise sunsets, if you will, on the moon. It makes it turn red. So there you go. So that's what we're going to see overnight. As we head toward Lake Eola, right now 69 degrees. Beautiful night tonight. Temperatures in the 60s. It's a much warmer night. We're going to end up in the 80s tomorrow. Still nice, but it's going to be a little toasty, especially this weekend. We'll be closer to 90. You see daytime temperatures climbing 82, maybe as warm as 84, 76 over New Smyrna, 79 Melbourne and Palm Bay. But after that, we have some problems. For Sunday evening, could be as early as late in the afternoon through around sunset. perhaps as late as midnight. We're still timing it out, but severe storms are possible, especially up in North Florida, and we may have to issue a weather alert day. We'll make up our decision tomorrow morning into the afternoon. We'll let you know. You're going to know about it. But either way, that means we're going to be watching closely. This big storm system that's spinning back here in the desert southwest is going to generate a low pressure area right here, and that is what's going to crank up into a high level 4 risk of severe weather across the upper Mississippi River Valley. And then for Saturday, you can see this extensive high level 4 for Mississippi, Alabama, all the way down south to the Gulf, and that's going to continue to be something we're watching. Now, as we head towards Sunday evening, late afternoon, evening Sunday, this is when we'll have at least now a level 2, and this will be updated overnight from the Storm Prediction Center. So meteorologist David Hecker will have an update at 4:30 tomorrow morning, but I suspect they may have at least a level 2 here, perhaps a level 1 risk for the rest of Central Florida. So that may prompt us to issue a weather alert day. Either way, we're watching it very closely for late on Sunday. Otherwise, we got beautiful weather, mix of clouds and sun, and near 90 degrees for the start of the weekend. Then on Sunday, another warm afternoon, maybe a couple of downpours in the afternoon. And here's that line of storms, and my model stops at 3:15, but we'll be able to time this out tomorrow as we get a little later into the model run. But I suspect as we head toward the late afternoon and evening, we'll have some thunderstorms, possibly severe. And I also think we're going to have to pull the trigger on a weather alert day for Sunday. 7-day forecast. The weekend always in view. Increasing late day storms. We're going to keep it warm, and then we push things out very early Monday morning in time for St. Patrick's Day. Martha?
All right, Tom, thank you. Big changes are coming to the special education programs at a local school district. Coming up, why some parents aren't sure their children will get the special attention that they need in the classroom. And investigators say a man escaped from what they're calling a house of horrors. The act of desperation that helped this man win his freedom from his stepmother after 20 years.
Weather from Severe Weather Center 9 is brought to you by the law offices of Attorney Dan Newland.
Veteran officers are calling this the worst case that they've ever covered. A woman in Connecticut is facing charges in a case that prosecutors are calling something out of a horror movie. A man says his stepmother locked him in the bedroom for more than 20 years with little food and no medical care. Police say the 32-year-old man was emaciated, weighing just 68 pounds. He was only allowed to leave the 8x9 room for short periods of time to do chores. But the attorney for Kimberly Sullivan says police have it all wrong.
He was not locked in a room. She did not restrain him in any way. She provided food. She provided shelter. She is blown away by these allegations.
Again, he weighed 68 pounds, a grown man. Investigators say the man used hand sanitizer and paper to set his room on fire so he could be saved, rescued by first responders. Well, police in Wedgefield and people in Wedgefield had another chance tonight to hear from Orange County about efforts to buy out the privately owned water provider for the area. Plurus is now asking Orange County for $19.5 million. The county says it will cost millions more to improve the water standards. If the deal goes through, Wedgefield homeowners will pay some of the cost. Residents are set to meet with the mayor and commissioners later this month for a final purchase agreement. That's on March 25th. Also new tonight, state wildlife officials got a chance to hear what people think about a possible bear hunting season. It's a controversial proposal with many people opposed to a hunt. The last bear hunt was in 2015. It was shut down after just 2 days when hunters exceeded the expected limit much faster than expected. So far, no word on when wildlife agents will decide if they should hold another bear hunt. Well, coming up, a new front in the global trade war. President Donald Trump now threatening a massive 200% tariff on European wine and champagne. And we've learned new details about a security firm paid for by your money, taxpayer money, facing serious safety failures. Nine Investigates is learning how many weapons made it through the security line at our local government buildings. And up next, Osceola County parents speaking out, worried that major changes to special need classrooms could hurt their children and why they say the district is moving in the wrong direction.
Central Florida's chief meteorologist, Tom Terry.
People have really trusted me for nearly 3 decades, and that's something I take personally.
Tracking storms for 28 years.
It's my job to keep you safe.
Only on Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Parents, teachers, and now the Osceola County Education Association are raising concerns on the school district's plan to restructure their special education program starting next school year. The district's plan to coordinate and consolidate self-contained special needs classrooms. Some kids have only known those classrooms will move into general education classes. Sabrina Majori reports how parents were blindsided by this plan. The district says this will bring Osceola County Schools program closer to the models used by other districts and prevent students from falling behind. Well, a disturbing hazing allegation that's rocking the University of Central Florida's Sigma Chi fraternity. A police report claims that fraternity brothers forced pledges to stand in front of cars while members hit them with their cars. Sigma Chi members told police they had no knowledge of anyone being hit, but a witness reported seeing it happen. UCF is currently investigating the situation. In a statement, the university said UCF unequivocally condemns hazing in all forms, and we're committed to holding individuals and organizations accountable for actions that threaten the safety and well-being of our students and others. Well, a drug bust in Port Orange led to the arrest of 4 people. Police raided a home yesterday on Turton Street. The suspects face several charges, including trafficking meth, an intent to sell cannabis, psychedelic mushrooms, and DMT. 5 people are facing charges, and a 6th is on the run in what investigators are calling a very large theft ring operating across the state. The Florida Attorney General says the group stole as many as 80 vehicles, most of which were rentals. The cars were cleaned, retitled, and sold for cash, including a Rolls Royce. The investigation started in 2022.
Unfortunately, we've had some innocent victims here where they bought cars. Again, like the SAC just said, if you're buying cars, we will take them back. So if you have a deal that seems too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
None of the 6 suspects is U.S. citizens. It was 6 years ago when Channel 9 told you an audit found the security company and its guards at places like the Orange County Courthouse, the Work Release Center, and even the building where the mayor sits were falling short. Now, a new audit shows that the issues are still there. Now, to investigate, Shannon Butler has the new information on what the comptroller is asking the security company to do to keep you safe. Auditors also found that the county didn't really know who had been terminated. That led to fired employees keeping their access badges for months, allowing them to get into buildings. And new this time around, they found community centers in Pine Hills, Holden Heights, and East Orange County didn't have security guards at all. In the 2-week period they looked at, auditors said the county needed to either put those guards in place or the contracts need to be upgraded. Well, Orange County Animal Services needs help getting dogs adopted. This weekend, adoption fees will be reduced from $80 to just $10. This flash sale is for dogs that have been neutered, spayed, vaccinated, or microchipped. The sale lasts through Sunday. The county says they currently have more than 100 dogs that need their forever homes. One-day tickets are now on sale for Universal Epic Universe. Today, Skywiness 9 flew over the new theme park, which opens May 22nd. You can use the one-day tickets you buy starting June 1st. If you want to get in before that, you'll have to purchase a special vacation package. Prices for a single-day ticket range between $139 and $199. All right, make sure to look up at the sky tonight because a total lunar eclipse is on the horizon. This total lunar eclipse is also known as a blood moon. Experts say it only happens every 1 to 2 years, and tonight all of us will be able to witness it firsthand as the moon is completely covered in Earth's shadow. It will appear to change color. Unlike solar eclipses, we will be able to see this phenomenon with the naked eye. No special glasses are needed. The stock market with a steep dive today as President Trump's trade wars take more twists and turns. President Trump now threatening a 200% tariff on wine and champagne coming from the European Union. Perry Rusem is reporting now from Washington. President Trump says this tariff war will cause a little disruption, but it won't be very long. The 10% tariff on Chinese imports could soon drive up the cost of generic prescription drugs. The tariffs could increase prices on medicine, and it could strain the already tight supply. The tariffs would have a ripple effect. The increase in prices could also lead to people using less of their medication, which would impact their health.
Let's say if you get a medication or a drug coming from China that you were paying $10 for, and if they put this tariff on it, China is not going to suffer for it. It's we, the consumer, the people of the United States, the consumers are the ones going to suffer. It's going to be passed on.
There are laws to protect consumers from getting directly hit with higher prices. Next, Action 9 sits down with an attorney to resolve a bizarre issue.
Well, it's not too far out of bounds, but I think Sunday we're going to have a lot of 80s as our storm system approaches that we're tracking for rain. This could also bring the first 90s of the year. I'm updating that coming up.
A woman turned to Action 9 after her credit card company thought she was dead. She says she had a hard time convincing them otherwise, and that it led to other problems. Action 9 consumer investigator Jeff Deal has the story. All right, Tom Terry joining us live right now. We've had some beautiful weather.
Gosh, yeah.
Keep it going.
That's tough here in Florida.
Yeah, it's so
but we have another storm system we're watching, and I think Sunday afternoon could get a little dicey. Let me show you the live view. We have Daytona Beach Boardwalk, the Main Street area over there in Daytona on the left and downtown on the right. 60s had by all, beautiful night tonight, and temperatures will be quite a bit warmer tomorrow than they were today. After only 57 with some patchy fog overnight, we're going to see highs back in the low to have perhaps near 84, 85, mid 80s for tomorrow afternoon. The warmest we've been so far in Orlando anyway is 88 so far this year. We hit 89 in Daytona. We were on the edge of 90, couldn't quite get there. But now the days are longer and we have a cold front coming, and usually out ahead of a cold front, the warm air surges north. That's why it's going to be so warm and near 90 both days at the theme parks for spring break. And by the time we head to late Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, we're going to have a chance for some storms along this front. So Saturday, we've got really warm weather here, 80s across the area, and widespread 80s again on Sunday. So this is a lot of warm, humid air that we're going to have here ahead of this front. That's why we're going to be watching out for a possible weather alert day later in the day Sunday. But also this means that as the front approaches, we could have some 90s possible across especially our southern zones. So we'll be watching out for that. Either way, here comes our storm that's going to be here on Sunday. It's been bringing heavy snow to the southwest, and we're going to bring from Saturday into early Sunday morning a high level 4. This is the high as we go right here across the deep south, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, perhaps across parts of Georgia. They're going to update this. This is Storm Prediction Center. They'll be updating these graphics overnight. Meteorologist David Heckard's in for Cassie tomorrow, so he'll have the latest update on that. We're also going to be watching Sunday afternoon and evening. The main threat should be to our north, but we're all going to have a pretty good line of storms approaching late in the day. So that's why we may have to update to a weather alert day for late Sunday. We only have a handful of those a year, hopefully, for some unusual weather. So here's Sunday morning. Storms moving from Panama City through Tallahassee. This is the European model, which is a few hours slower on the arrival time than some of our other models, which are more toward the late afternoon versus evening. But either way, the later in the day we get Sunday, we're going to get some scattered heavy thunderstorms that could be severe. There will be a slight risk for a tornado threat. We'll also have some hail potential and also some good old-fashioned gusty winds. So something we're tracking for Sunday. 7-day forecast, weekend always in view. We've got upper 80s. We've got a good chance for late-day storms. We're going to clear this all out in time for the Lucky Leprechauns on Monday, and then next week, spring break in full swing, and we got the weather for it. Alex?
It's time for a Guinness, Tom.
Let's do it.
Battle between two former #1 picks out of Duke tonight. Pella Banchero and the Magic visiting Zion Williamson and the Pelicans. We have highlights from the Big Easy when we come back.
Download the WFTV weather app. Get a localized forecast from Tom Terry. Just search WFTV. Brought to you by the law offices of attorney Dan Newland.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now, 407-888-8000.
I'm Clark Howard. Inflation is punching us in the gut, but I'm going to show you how to fight back on Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Since the NBA All-Star break, the Orlando Magic are 3-7. They now trail Atlanta by 2 games for the 7th seed in the East with 16 games to go. How cool is that from Orlando to the snow-capped mountains out in Utah? That's
I
pretty
just
cool.
took the kids on Sunday to see them play in UCF, and it was just so much fun. The players are so nice. They talked to the kids afterwards and signed the balls.
Coach Wallace is awesome.
Yeah.
They've won 8 in a row, too.
So much fun.
Good stuff.
People need to go and
baseball
support them.
season
Get
again.
out there and see
Yes.
Yeah, we've got great weather for it here, but we're going to be watching, I think, some storms here, certainly by late Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. In the meantime, enjoy tomorrow.
We will, and the day after that?
And the day after that.
And the day after that, for as long as we can.
See you at 11.
All right, thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow night at 10.